The Divine Order? What the devil? The contract seems to predate Alexander's ascension, too.
The spirit's chest heaves in short, hard bursts. Its face is pinched into a tight sneer, fists balled up at its sides. It falls to its knees and grabs its matted hair in two fists, then rips. The spectral mats break away and reappear.
Shove your questions. Swallow nails, you. You. Does it matter? They won't stop. Not till they're all dead. You can be sure of that. They ain't what you think. They'll do anything to survive. You'll get what's coming to you. The good guy. Everyone's their own good guy.
He catches a string of spittle with the back of his hand and wipes it away as a malevolent grin spreads over his face.
God did. Do us all a favor and go die. You don't eat me. I eat you. I destroy you. You are nothing. You are shite under my shoe.
Well now, how's my favorite Godwoken? Let's track down my old pack and find out who's behind the contracts to kill Godwoken. Can't hurt to know who wants us dead.
If Anne claps you on the shoulder...
Speak.
She smirks quite joylessly.
You heard the way he spoke to me, didn't you? I don't think I'll lose any sleep over his violent demise. Roost. He was wickedness come to life. In his mind, we were nothing but things that squeal delightfully when tortured and ravished.
She looks at you intently, with searching, questioning eyes.
Does such a creature deserve anything less than death? Indeed. The names on my left arm, several I killed with pleasure. You saw what I did with Stingtail. You saw it made me feel good. You read the ecstasy in my eyes when I made Roost scream. I ask again, does a creature like me deserve anything less than death? No innocence, not anymore. But in their name, so many guilty ones.
She holds up her needle and eyes it with the same searching, questioning look she gave you.
Beyond the blood hides nothing but a desire to be happy. I can only hope that is not too terrible a crime. We have to find the masters of the source, don't we? Seems like all my life was about masters.
You are a young elf, very young. Still, the memories of eons dance inside you. You watch them like a play behind your eyelids. You are asleep in your family home when Roost's people steal in like a plague. A hand over your mouth, a hurried journey through the forests. You won't tell Roost how to find the others. The end comes quick.
He's gone. I guess this means I can leave. I hope the next place is better. This was a bad place. Bye, and thanks. You made the bad man go away. You did it. He can't hurt me now.
The child smiles a ghostly gap-toothed grin and waves goodbye.
If I could give you the biggest hug in the world, I'd give you the even bigger one. I love you. He's gone. It doesn't hurt anymore. You did it. You saved me from the bad man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The stag's head watches over the room, its black eyes wide and unblinking. The stag's head watches over the...
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Ifan looks at you askance, then doubles up, laughing. He wipes tears from his eyes and stutters to speak, but he can't stop laughing enough to do so.
Oh, she was a fine one. You see there, she writes like a cottage innocent, but the truth is, it was she who stole everything from the chems. And she wrote that whole book to cover her tracks, so nobody'd look for the missing gold anywhere near her. She never even met Roost, though she paints quite an accurate picture of his, bedroom antics.
And with that, he's laughing uncontrollably again, waving you away with both hands. Ifan claps you on the shoulder and beat...
Well now, how's my favorite god?
Ifan claps you on... The surface of the mirror ripples with a sickly haze. As you gaze into its surface, the haze forms shapes, and the shapes jerk into a figure. You see the outline of a skull, perhaps once an elf, though the flesh has all but rotted from his bones. What remains is the flat, dull colour of sick. Behind him march ornately clad Black Ring. The picture flickers, fades, then returns in full relief. Beneath the din of the marching soldiers, or perhaps alongside it, a voice snags in your mind, like a fishhook in an open eye. It makes a demand. Tell it if you killed another Godwoken. The image strains and flickers again. Each time it comes into focus, a dull ache squeezes your head like a vice, tighter, tighter, unbearably tight. The image flickers and fades to a hazy sheen once more, and the pressure vanishes. There's no denying what you saw. The Black Ring itself is hunting you, or at least paying others to do so. It's impossible to tell who might be working for them. You eye your companions.
A man's best friend is his sword. His only friend to boot.
Well, as a lone wolf with a standing contract to kill Godwoken, I trust you.
Only thing to do is keep your friends close. So close you'll be able to whip out a short blade in time, if they look at you funny.
The isolated life may be safe, but it is painfully lonely. Wise or not, I trust you.
Money makes blind. I wonder how many of you can still see the light of day.
Life's full of surprises. That's what makes it fun and horrifying.
The haze swirls and shimmers, but no shape takes form.
Well now, how's my favorite Godwoken?
If Anne claps you on the shoulder...
I know you come for me again. I know you do. I know I only have to wait. Do we return now? To the others? My people wait for me nearby. Yes, yes, thank you. I see you so clearly. I see the goodness in you. Let's go! Freedom. It is good to walk where one wants to walk. It is good to go where one wants to go.
Hurts, doesn't it?
The whiff of chemistry assails you. The spirit of the Widowmaker gives you the broadest hook of a smile. You have set him free. He's ready to depart. He fades away, gone forever to the Hall of Echoes. She gazes at the dwarven lone wolf, adoration in her eyes.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
If Hardwin were to receive her head, it would make his day. I'll leave that with you.
He raises a hand in salute, then vanishes into the ether. The Fletcher trembles before the massive bodies littering the camp, then looks you in the eyes.
They're dead. That means I can leave. Well, sure I do. I'm a Fletcher. Damn good one, actually. That's why I'm here. Roost forced me to work for him. After being trapped in this decimated ruin, a bit of sea air could be just what I need to relax. Decide what comes next. Thank you.
He reaches for your hand and shakes it, his eyes smiling.
It's a deal. Must be moored off the Driftwood Harbor, right? I'll meet you there. Thank you.
Fee in knowledge.
He holds out his hand, index finger forward. A spark crackles between you. Visions flash before your eyes, you using the air to cow your foes, or mastering water to leave them cold and helpless, or watching them fall as the earth moves beneath you.
Choose.
He touches the tip of his finger to yours. Your mind opens, and your understanding of the earth expands. He smiles.
Use it well.
He dips his head in thanks, raises his index finger to his temple to say goodbye, then vanishes into the ether. You hear the roar of fire, the crack of burnt awnings falling. The spirit stands before you, silent among the wreckage, his skin half melted down his face. He turns his gaze towards the corpse of Lone Wolf Pigsbane. His peeping skull cracks into a grin. He turns to you and bows. The spirit's grin lingers as the spectral flames around him fade. Skin reforms around his skull. He is a handsome man with gentle eyes. He waves and vanishes.
He remains.
Well now, how's my favorite?
If Anne claps you on the The spirit stands with her feet apart, arms at her sides, palms up. She appears to be chanting something, perhaps a prayer to the sky, but you hear nothing. You are a dancer, a lover, a jester, but then the death fog... The elf spirit seizes you by the shoulders, but you feel nothing. His eyes are panicked, and he appears to be shouting something, but you can't hear him. He screams on, but with another's voice. An elven child, in terror and in pain. The fog, the fog, the fog! Those screams will never leave you, even after your death.
Careful now. That's a trap.
The ghostly elf stands protectively over his corpse, eyes darting across the minefield. His gaze never quite falls on you. You are a warrior, proud and true. You saw your people die as the death fog consumed the forest. You heard them scream and then fall silent. You came for revenge, and you found your own death.
Careful. I've spotted
We
the track.
continue. We go on.
My baby, my girl, there you are.
Mother! Honored one, we have time to speak later, but first I must speak to Sabil. Too long do I keep silent. Too long do I wait. No more. I long await this moment, Sabil. Finally, we speak among tree and kin.
Sahala pats Sabil's right arm with a warm, motherly smile, but then her fingers run across the names tattooed upon her skin, and her blind eyes see it all. She pulls her hand back, as if scalded, shock temporarily overpowering her.
My child, what is wrong?
These names, they're the names of the dead, of the scions of our people.
You know what it means to be on my skin? The names. They are scions.
Of course! Your servants, your champions, your worshippers. Do you not remember, Sabil?
You are the prime scion.
You're like I am, only far greater. I am but a limb, a branch where once there were many. You are the heart. You are the hope for our new homeland, the promise of our future, the very reason we do not give in to despair.
You speak falsehoods. If I were a scion, I'd know it. I'd feel it with every beat of my heart.
Your heart's been dulled. You're confused. You're conflicted. And all because...
Her darkened eyes scour her body with an uncanny intensity.
All because of this.
She reaches for Sabil's cheek with a sure hand and softly traces her scar with her thumb.
Careful.
Such unspeakable horror, this thing. I see all now. I figure who you are. The one we fear. The needle in the night. The scion that is scion killer. That is who you are, is it not?
Sabil's eyes close. You can only imagine the scenes of bloody murder she sees in her very own dark.
I was forced to.
You cause much grief. Diliana, Kuma, Silius, Mindaran, all the many others on your long, lean arm, dead friends. They are dead because you run away. They are dead because you do not want to be the heart. Your fear is how Roost captures you. Your fear is how they scar you. The scar makes you kill scions. Without scions, all elves die. If all elves die, the fault is yours.
She grabs her brusquely, forces her face close to Sabil's.
You remember. My blind eyes make you see.
Sabine is forced to look into Sahela's murky white eyes. It looks like she's about to collapse. You can feel her drawing grateful strength from your support.
I saw it all. Me, the prime scion, destined to be the heart that pulses at the center of all ancestor trees. But the great mother tree spoke of death and domination. I hated her, fled from her, only to end in a strange land among unkind strangers. First there was Roost, then the Master. I ran from servitude to end in slavery. Do you still not understand what drives me?
No, we understand not.
We demand you be the heart.
You are the greatest of us all, the prime scion. We need you. You must go to the nameless isle where the mother tree roots.
She is sick with fog that undid so many. She is dying. We've need of a new mother. Of you. His words are wise, Sabine.
They have a certain ring to them.
Sabine is her own calm self again. Her eyes trace a bird of prey, black against blue in the sky.
The mother, the master. We'll see. It is not a decision for today.
But the nameless isle awaits. The great mother calls you with every breath of wind that rustles through her leaves.
Heed her call, Sabine. It rustles for you. You are a new mother to us all. The heart that beats in our every chest.
To be the heart, or to be heartless? Is that it? Wouldn't count your chickens just yet.
My dearest friend, the one who saves me.
You give us everything.
Thank you for helping me. Without you, I am already dead.
You save us all. My girl is back. Our scion is back.
I know what you need, and I can help you. We can help you.
She crouches down, placing a hand on the earthen ground.
Can you hear them? Their roots stretch beneath us, even now. I will link you. You will hear them. They will feed you. Increase the source in you. Increase the power.
She leans toward you, her veiled eyes directed toward the ground. The slightest of smiles plays over her lips, then vanishes.
Heal your wounds. We need you standing.
A space inside you clears. You have room for more source. You have room for more everything. You have room for the whispers of the trees. Hold your hand to the ground. I hold my hand over yours. We breathe together. We call the spirit of the trees to us. Close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale.
With each in-breath, the voices flutter in, whispers at first, then gentle murmurs like water over rocks. The wind of the voices enters you as you and Sahala breathe together. It travels down your throat, into your belly, around your heart. Suddenly, your blood runs icy cold, then warms again. Each breath makes you stronger. The voices fortify you, quicken your pulse, make a space in your heart where, yes, a great power can inhabit you. You exhale, and the voices, all but one, no louder than a whisper, flutter away. The space within you remains.
Bind that wound that it does not fester.
It is the voice of the trees, of the mother. It will remain with you now. I hear it too, beautiful and strong. Yours will grow if you let it. It will shrink if you do not. We are connected now, you and I. You and all our kind.
I give you something too. A thanks.
Take this spear. It destroys evil. It helps you. You help us more than you know. We make arrangements. We travel soon. I must meet someone who can help us. I say no more than this. But I do wish you good luck. And perhaps we meet again. Someday.
Feels like there's fire in my blood. I never imagined such power.
Once more, you feel your soul expand with raw source. Deep inside, your visitor calls for you again. You should perform the Meister's ritual one last time, here or in Siva's vault.
Well now, how's my favorite
Ifan claps you on the shoulder.
What? Ah, yes. I am the Prime Scion. A revelation that came quite out of the blue, which is somewhat ironic, considering I'm supposed to be my people's foremost memory keeper. Quite slipped my mind, though. A slave scar will do that to a girl.
Heal your wounds. Need your standing.
Healed or not, I fight.
Yes, a great many things. Days long gone.
She looks down, an uncharacteristic cast of melancholy passing over her face.
Gods, I was so young. Imagine it, to sit enthroned under a vast forest canopy, to look down upon a crowd of thousands, their bodies aglow with countless rays of golden light falling through the leaves. You hear their voices as one. One mind, one thought, and it's your name they incant, as if the word itself were magic. Sabeel. They said it like I was the cornerstone of their existence. Isn't that silly? I didn't even know myself. Good question. It's a very lonely thing indeed to be the object of a people's worship. What is revered is feared at the same time.
She absent-mindedly fingers her needle, hesitates.
I used to love poetry. I used to love wandering the forests for days on end. I'd swim in the rivers and forget to dress after. It was fine. I was alone. I'd bask in the sun, sleep nestled among bear cubs. Nothing out there would harm me. But always, they would find me, the scions. Always the mother tree would call me back. For one day, I'd be free no longer. One day, my legs would be roots. To wander would be but one lone memory among millions. Clearly not. Though I must admit that even to sit on that throne amid that eerie crowd, destined to become leaf and bark, was not so dreadful a prospect as what came next. When I decided to run away from the mother tree with only the moon for my guide, it was a terrible journey. Soft-leafed branches became vicious like whips. Moss-bedecked rocks became sharp like the stone axes of old. I grew weary. I was bleeding, in pain, and how I gasped when for the first time an animal eyed me with malice and growled. That is when I heard them. The whispers and the taunts, the low howls of men. The snare cut so deep. The blindfold, it made me panic. The dark.
Somewhat to your surprise, Sabine doesn't recoil, but allows you to hug her.
Thank you. That very first moment of darkness. I've never been so scared ever since. Then there was the stench of those men. The burn of the ropes, the jeers and the kicks. Until the dark went silent. Even those barbarians didn't dare speak in the presence of the Master. But I'll not speak of him and his methods. Not now, anyway. If ever. We are strong enough now. Strong as we deserve to be. Now we should find out what to do with all of our strength.
What's up, Chief? It's a two-parter. First, after that's done, he'll be able to exorcise the demon. It's almost too simple. What, this old gaggle of weirdos? Well, I think I should focus on getting this demon out of my head. And of course, and if we pick up a few new source tricks along the way, so be it.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Ifan claps you on the shoulder.
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of conversation. I can't say I've ever given them much thought. They're no more than an elven curiosity as far as I'm concerned, obsessed with the idea of becoming sentient bark. Wonderful material once chopped, though, I'll give you that. Just look at the Lady Vengeance. In the meantime, though, let us search for the Red Princess. I must find her.
Just when I think this land holds still. At least this is... Do what you want. My people are gone. It's all pointless.
Not much of a landlubber, but sometimes I get no choice in the matter. But you ever eat so much you feel like you're going to burst? Well, I'm feeling like that. Except it ain't my belly that's full, it's whatever place the source goes. I mean, is there like a source stomach we've got? How's that work exactly? I reckon the Meister will want to know about this. So will our gods.
Let's also get hiking to the cave Lohar mentioned, before Mordus gets his hands on that cargo.
You protect me. You save me. You are my light. It is a gift. A gift so great I sometimes wonder if I am worthy to bear it. I see my people safe again, thanks to you.
Hello, dear one.
The tree-form spirit slowly becomes aware of you once more.
I see you.
Healed or not, I fight.
I see the good in you. I see the bad in you. I see the all of you. We see you well, good friend. We wish you well upon your road.
Heal your wounds. We need you standing.
Healed or not, I fight.
Heal your wounds. We need you standing.
Healed or not, I fight.